Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Tokyo Ghoul, episode 5 review. Now, of course, you guys know the drill. The link is not in the box below, so the search engine you love the most, and go. Now, and before I get started, two things. Number one, it is hot as all hell in my room. It is hotter in my room than it is outside. Don't know why. I have no idea why. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna sprawl out. I'm gonna sprawl out today. You got a problem with that? Too bad. Too bad. Ladies! Oh! Okay, now, the next thing. Yeah. Oh, man. Yo. This PlayStation 4 is going to go to Australia because the person who won it on Patreon.com, he lives in Australia. So it doesn't matter where you live. Australia, England, Kenya, North Korea. I will mail you a PlayStation 4 if you win a PS4, an Xbox One, anime, manga related stuff, or even a Wii U, because I'm thinking about doing Wii U's. No matter where you live, doesn't matter. If you win, of course, on Patreon.com. So, well, if you get it in North Korea, I'm shocked. I'm stunned. But either way, you guys know the drill. If you want to be part of that, Patreon.com in the box below, go. So, moving on. Episode at hand. The episode had a nasty ending. I love the ending. The ending was beast. It was beast. It was really beast. The beginning with Tsukiyama was creepy as fuck. It was creepy as fuck. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck is this? And like, oh, like, yo, there was one scene where he says something in like French. He says some weird shit. Okay, fine. Well, I just looked it up. It's not French. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's Fortissimo. The moment this dude said Fortissimo, and he had Ken Kaneki's like napkin and the blood on the napkin, and he was smelling that shit, he squeaked. And then he just dropped on his knees. I was like, what in the name? That's my thumbnail. What in the name is going on with this? Yo, Fortissimo. And then he just dropped. I was like, wait. What? I had to replay that shit like 15 times because it threw me the fuck off. It was creepy. It was funny. And you can't forget it. At least I can't forget it. Just Fortissimo. And then he's just on his knees squeaking. And he's getting like so... Yo, he climaxed like 10 times over in that one instant. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on with this guy? So, you had a very creepy beginning, but it's good because it's creepy. Then you had a middle, which was somewhat slow pacing-wise. But when it came to story progression, it was monumental, considering the fact that Nishio gets reintroduced into the story alive. Like, he's alive. He's not well, though, considering the damage that he took from Ken Kaneki. And then this progresses forward into the ending, where the ending is actually more or less like the second half of the episode, the entirety of it. Because that half is mainly the fight between Tsukiyama against Nishio, Kaneki, and Touka. And then you have Kimi, Nishio's friend. She's being held captive. And the reason why is, in this sense, Tsukiyama did it so he could get Ken Kaneki, but also in the process he gets Nishio as well. So, because he wasn't aware of the connection between Kimi and Nishio. So, when it comes to the structure of the episode, so let me go to the basics, alright? Since we're already there. Pacing. The structure, it was well structured. The animation, there were a few scenes here of blackout gore. Like, we're not going to show you the gore. I mean, and listen, honestly, when it comes to, like, the uncut or unrated, whatever they're called, Blu-rays, I'm pretty sure when they come out, they're going to have the scenes not blacked out. And then, of course, there was like 1 or 2 scenes of flip contrast. And those scenes will probably, again, be recontrast in the original, or in the DVDs. But for now, it's annoying as fuck. I can't deny it. It really does irk me when I have to see blacked out gore and inverted contrast scenes to censor the gore. I don't like it. I really don't. I mean, that's why at some point I'm going to have to read the manga. Because the manga, I know that the manga is actually going to show everything in full. And yeah, and I'm a sick fucker, but I hate censorship. I can't deny it. I hate that shit. And I was also told via personal messages that when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul and Ken Kaneki's growth and development, it's actually more elaborate and more detailed in the manga as to his adaptation to the current world that he's in now, as opposed to the anime. So basically, in a nutshell, the anime, they're skipping over and they're glossing over stuff as opposed to the manga. So, is that true or not? I don't know. I haven't read the manga, but I don't see why not. I really don't. To me, it makes perfect sense because it happens in so many anime. So moving on. When it comes to the overall story progression, the main thing here is that it looks like Tsukiyama, his plan has failed. Because he was trying to just get Ken Kaneki so he can eat Kaneki. And at some point he does actually taste Kaneki's blood. And it's getting him super moist. Like, oh yeah. Oh, he's salivating. He's getting an erection. Like, geez. So this guy's on like cloud 18,000 when he just licks some of his blood. And why Kaneki's blood is so special, don't know. I mean, I guess maybe half humans, half ghouls. Because they themselves have more power than ghouls, than normal ghouls, they have tastier bodies. Something, I don't know, whatever. But obviously, when it comes to a combatant, it looks like Touka is gonna be like a one-on-one right now. At least that's the way it seems. Touka versus Tsukiyama. Because both of their Kagunes are active. And at the same time, we have the reintroduction of Nishio, who we thought was dead. Because, I mean, hey, he got some pretty bad treatment from Kaneki. Oh! Kaneki fucked him up. He fucked him up. And apparently, no, he survived. Because ghouls, they have this healing. They have this, it's not instant regeneration. It's like semi-instant regeneration. Like, in the episode, you have Tsukiyama when Touka comes in there with a kick and cuts him. That cut heals in like less than 10 seconds. So it's not instant, but it's very fast regeneration. So I guess Nishio, when he was attacked by Kaneki, even though it looked vicious and brutal, and he got slammed to the side of a guardrail, his neck was stuck there. It coughed him like, damn, like he's probably dead. No, he's alive, but he needs sustenance. And he hasn't gotten any sustenance for a while now. And at the same time, we find out what things are going on. Like, at least we find out the environment in the area, in the 20th Ward area, where we have some of the ghouls, like regular random ghouls in Anteku. And they're really worried that there's so many doves coming into this district right now, and like they're investigating, and like they're doing stuff, whatever. And at the same time, you have, well, they did skip over some of the training with Kaneki and Yomo, obviously, because the moment Kaneki meets or he sees Nishio getting beat up by these ghouls, Kaneki can already dodge and like knock these ghouls out with like one hit. I mean, that threw me off. I'm like, what? Because Kaneki, he doesn't... I would figure that it would require more training for him to actually be able to do that. I mean, even though these guys are random ghouls, I suppose they're fodder ghouls, the thing here is that Kaneki himself isn't all that good. He can't even control his Kagune, and then he seems very timid, and he's easily tricked, but he was able to just dodge and punch, and like the guy, after one punch, he was like, oh. I'm like, what? After one punch, went night-night. And it was quick, too, like Mike Tyson quick, like back in the day quick, like, whoa. So, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. Because he comes back, and he's feeling sore from the training, from, Yomo's training, And he can just do that shit on the spot. So I guess maybe he's a quick learner. He's a genius of some kind. Don't know. Moving on, we also have the final bit, which is character development. And basically, the main thing here is Touka, Nishio, and Kimi. Because Touka, we find out that when a few years ago, when apparently Nishio actually liked Touka, because when he first saw her, she had cold crystal eyes and she was more vicious at some point. I don't know what happened to change her, but something changed her, obviously. Probably going to take her, whatever. And then we get to see that even though her friends cook her food and she's a ghoul who can't eat the food, she does anyway. And the main bit here, and this, so let me go back here. Story progression. Very important part that I forgot about, but I remember just now, obviously. Apparently, when ghouls consume human food and it makes them ill, or when they lack nutrients like Nishio, they cannot activate their Kagune. The Kagune that they have goes hand in hand with the amount of nutrients that they consume from human flesh. So the reason why Tsukiyama was outclassing them 3-on-1 was because you had Touka, who was ill by eating her friend's food. You had Nishio, who hadn't eaten anything for a long period of time. And then you have Kaneki, who isn't that well trained at all, knows hardly anything about his Kagune in the first place, and the fact that he himself isn't eating vast quantities of human flesh to begin with. But you have Tsukiyama, the gourmet wonder, who is constantly eating human flesh on a regular basis in all types of various forms. So when it comes to his ability to control his Kagune, he's good to go. He's beam. So that is a very quintessential component of the story. That's obvious. That's very obvious. And then we get to find out, so going back to the character development and character interaction, basically we find out some stuff about Touka and her past, then Nishio, how Nishio, like his sister died pretty much, and she was sold out by another ghoul. He kills him, and then that's what creates the current mindset of Nishio, and how he pretty much doesn't trust anyone. But at the same time, he meets up with Kimi, and Kimi, who lost her parents and her brother in an accident all one day, meets Nishio on the same day, and she winds up latching on to Nishio. And then we have this bond growing between the two, where both of these people have lost people important to them, and even though they're of completely different species, they need each other in order to survive. So, again, that's very heartwarming in a way, because Nishio, he comes off like a massive prick in episode like 1 or 2, and you're thinking, fuck this guy, like this guy deserves to die. This episode makes you think twice about that. So overall, the episode, it does give us a greater insight into the characters at hand. It is creepy when it comes to the beginning with Tsukiyama. We find out a lot of stuff, well, not a lot of stuff, but we find out something very quintessential about the ghoul combat system and how it goes hand in hand with their nutrition. It's very important. And at the same time, Kaneki has made some growths here and there, but he still has a long way to go. So overall, the episode, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was can I give it a great? No. Can I give it a great plus? An amazing? Yeah, let's make it great plus to amazing. And I really liked it, man. I don't know about you guys. I just fucking loved it. I was like, shit. Whoa, like, this is on some other level type shit. Like, whoa. So I'm done. King of Lightning, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.